Are you looking for a way to differentiate your fantasy side? Well, this is going to be the video for you. Welcome back to another Zero Tackle NRL Fantasy video where I, Longy, previous overall NRL Fantasy winner, I'm going to be taking you through the crazy picks this week that could pay off for your fantasy side. Let's get right into it. These are the guys who not many people own. First one here, and I'm rating these based on upside. Mitch Moses, A+ upside, must have upside, right? There's a lot of risk in this one, but in terms of upside, Moses is one of those guys who could carry you to a fantasy championship. So this guy comes back this week. He comes back to a Parramatta side who was pretty hopeless without him, and he comes in a game that they theoretically should win, right? So I'm expecting Moses to come in to take control straight away to make a big impact on this Para side. You see Gutho come back as well. And I think they're going to put on a bit of a show against Cronulla, who will be very competitive in this game too. For Moses, it's 733,000. It's 48 average. That's low. I would say he is closer to a 60 average when he's playing well. So if you want to take a risk, this one's very risky, obviously, with the Blues selection if he plays well enough. But I think this is one that has big upside for you there. Next one here, another Parramatta Eels player, and they play first in the round, so I've just stuck him at the front. We got Bryce Cartwright here, so Cardi Party season. Look, 547K, 41 average so far. This is a guy who can average 50 plus, right? And everything about Cardi is designed for fantasy. So this guy runs the ball hard. He can score a try. He loves an offload. He has an assist in his game. He's a very creative back rower. So for Bryce Cartwright, if he goes out and scores 70 points, no one's surprised. Everyone knows that's the player he is. The big challenge is he going to play 80 minutes in this Parramatta side? And it looks like he probably will. And as a Para fan myself, you can see a couple of Eels jerseys behind me here. I've got the 01, the 09 jerseys. But for Brycey Cartwright, Madison is out of the team right now. We've got Sean Lane on the bench. You've got Kelma Tuolangi starting for Parramatta. Joe Offengawi is at lock. I just think that it looks pretty solid for Cartwright to get a good minute roll, and he could be a pod that you go for this week, A- grade. Tungo and Alamotti, and I've stuck them together, and you can see even the photo effect, right? Like, take a moment to appreciate how clear Tungo is. Now, Alamotti's a bit faded in the background. Now, Tungo is at 535K. Alamotti's at 496K. These guys are very similar in terms of price. The average is 42.9 and 40, right? So very close averages. You could look at both these guys, just sort of have a think about the Penrith situation in general, right? So do you want a piece of that Penrith pie? Now, this week, obviously, we're going to see Schneider and Cole as starting halves, and we're going to see Dane Laurie at the starting fullback spot. Going forward, though, generally speaking, we'll have Luai in that team. We'll have Dylan Edwards in that team as well. We'll eventually get Nathan Cleary back. The bet that you're making here, if you buy one of these guys, is that you're getting a cut price keeper. So a guy like Tungo, for example, he was above 700K for about 7 weeks this year. He's shot right down. He's had a bad couple of weeks. But if you're getting him, you're thinking, you know what, 200K of value. I'll get him cheap now. I'll see whatever scores I see for now, but I'm buying a keeper for my team and I'm saving a trade. Alamotti's more of an unknown. He seems to be more reliant on tries, a bit less of a base stat guy. So Tungo has the big work rate. Alamotti seems to have more of those big explosive plays in him. Whether you bet on Alamotti or Tungo is up to you. Whether you want the upside of those big attacking plays with Alamotti or whether you want the base stats of Tungo is your call. I prefer Tungo out of this pairing. I just think he's a bit more solid and a bit of a stronger center at this stage of his career. Right, Scotty Sorensen, number 4. This is pretty straightforward, but Scott Sorensen, when he plays in the back row and starts at second row, he's a 52.5 average. Bang. Last year, 52.5 average starting in the back row for Penrith. He's just a guy you can trust, right? He makes his runs, he makes his tackles, he can score a try, but he doesn't rely on those. Overall, he's a guy who at 558K is probably 1 to 200K underpriced if he keeps this role. And you look at that Penrith team this week, they're going to need him because Liam Martin, he's not going to play heaps of club footy through the origin period. Isaiah Yeo backs up well, but he doesn't really affect him too much. And you've got obviously a need for guys like Sorensen to step up with Luai, Cleary, Edwards, To'o, all these guys out of the team as well. So Scotty Sorensen, good shout, B+ purchase for this week. Last guy here, Herbie Farmworth. We saw the upside of this one last week. I bought Herbie a couple of weeks ago. 99 fantasy points, did not hurt. Boosted me up to about rank 170 for this week. So I'm pretty happy with him. Overall, 634K. It's not cheap. It's not expensive. It's around what he's worth. 48.4 average. Again, that's what I expect from him roughly. He's at the center spot. The Dolphins have an awesome buy schedule though. So you've got him for round 13, 16, and 19 going forward, which was the big appeal for me. And if you're going to get on him, his price is going to skyrocket, right? So you have to do it this week or don't do it at all. But just keep in mind the Dolphins do have a bye in round 14. So Herbie Farnworth, he is an A grade. The only reason I'm not saying A plus is I don't think he has that super upside of a Mitch Moses, but he still should be really good through this origin period. Anyway, that's the crazy picks for this week from Zero Tackle and me, Longy, as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I hope you have a great week this week and best of luck with your fantasy sides. Peace out.